Okay, so ignore the chaos that is my bench. I've been fiddling with things. So, I just wanted to show you guys really quick. I've been doing the testing on our 1 watt board here, which I have transferred off of this guy onto a dual IO board because I am a fool and wanted to also run this dingus so that I could see what my current was, but turns out this, you know, the firmware doesn't support it, and I'm not smart enough to make it work. So I'm going to just show you guys really quick. I have 2 different ways that I have this set up to measure power output and power in. So right now, it looks very fiddly, but this is the battery that's supplying the power. It's going through this solar charge controller. These 2 connections are just bridged. The only reason I'm using this is because this is how it was set up in the box. There's nothing connected on the other side, but you can see these 2 ports are just bridged. It's basically a female adapter, or male to male, so I can plug this into this. This is my 5-volt booster that I bought to feed this. It is currently not connected. I'm using the ground for the oscilloscope, this guy, just so we can watch the voltages. But all of the power that's being fed through this board is coming through here, splices in here, and then goes straight into the battery connection on the 1 watt board. So, testing methodology here. I'm gonna fiddle with this a little bit. I hope it doesn't blow up. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have a 20, a 10, and a 6 dB attenuator installed. And what that does is this power meter doesn't read above like 5 dBm. So what you have to do is add attenuators to bring it down. And then when you transmit, it should, in theory, this should show, if we're getting 30 dB, we should see -6 because we are taking away 36 dB. So if we are putting 30 dB in, then it should reduce it down and we should see -6 here. So right now, battery's connected. We're reading our 5-volt rail going to our booster, and we are reading our battery in through their little connecty thing there. So you can see on the board right now, I don't know if you can see, oh hello, that's me. I got 5 volts at the rail, and I got about 3.8 volts at the battery connection. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna send a advert from this. I just have this flashed as a Bluetooth companion, and we're gonna watch as I send this, and we're gonna see if we can see all of this happen at one time. And we're just gonna see -5. All right, you guys all saw that. So -5 dBm plus 36 is 30 something dBm. So that means that with this battery at 3.85 volts, 3.89 volts, whatever, which is 73% charged, we're still getting our full 1 watt output. So as you can see, no power, no 5-volt power in anywhere there's 5-volt power, and our jumper right now is set to internal. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna hit it again, but we're gonna watch the oscilloscope. Oh, hi guys. We're gonna watch the oscilloscope and see what our voltages do. Oh, so you can see it right there. All right, so let me stop the scope. And we'll run her back. Boop, boop. Oh, there it is. So you can see right here, this is where we transmitted. So this is our whole transmit, and we drop down from the battery to 3.78 volts. So as you can see, just running on battery, no extra gubbins, we're getting our full 1 watt. So nothing fancy needed, guys. Like I said, this is the same setup. Only thing different here is I'm using the base chip that came with it, because I don't have any more of the non-whatever, or the regular rack board ones handy. But, so yeah, that's the HAPS. This is it running at its full 1 watt. All right, so we've made a little change. Now we are plugged directly into a 5-volt wall wart, getting the juice instead of our battery. So this, I think, is where all of the confusion came from. So if you're powering it via 5-volt external from USB or from solar, you will not get the full 1 watt. And I'm going to show you why. So we're going to do an advert. And I'm going to show you, we're still running our 36 dB attenuator. We're going to hit our advert. Yeah, 42. Yeah, 40. So instead of getting our 30 dB like we were before, now we're only getting, what, 4 dB? Right? What the, 40 minus 36, 4? Yeah. I don't know, math. But here's what's going on. So we're still feeding off, we're still reading off our 5-volt rail. And I'll show you guys what is happening. So when I hit advert, you can watch what happens to our 5-volt rail. You guys see that? Let's go back. Boom, dropped way off. So we went from having our 4.9 volts all the way down to 1.3. That's not enough juice. So that, I think, is where all the confusion comes from. So if you guys are wondering, if you have a 1 watt board, you can't power it via USB or via the solar input, which these two are, it's literally the same 5-volt rail connecting these two things together. If you did want to run this exclusively off of 5 volts, we can. So I'm going to set that up really quick, and I'm going to show you guys how that works. Okay, we're back. So now, as you can see, the only power we have coming into our rack is from the booster. Is from the booster. So we're feeding 5 volts to the 5-volt connection here. It is feeding back. It is coming from our little 5-volt booster there. And we're reading it from here. So the only thing other than that we had to do is we had to move this jumper from internal 5 volts to external 5 volts. That, I think, connects these rails together. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just YOLOing this whole thing. No surprises to anyone there. So only powered by 5 volts from the booster. And we're going to do our advert. Boom! There's our 5 dB. And we can see, if we go back, we can actually see, we do get some oscillations from our cheapo Amazon booster here. So we can zoom into this puppy and we can see where our voltage is going from, what, 5.5, and then we're getting down to like 4.5. So we got a pretty solid voltage oscillation. Oops, shit. Let me pull that up. All right, perfect. So you can see we're getting like a whole volt of oscillation. This booster was like $5 for like 15 of them. So I don't expect a whole lot from it, you know, but so if you want your full 1 watt, those are the ways to do it. So you can either run it off of a direct 5 volts, you could run it directly off the battery, and that's it, I guess, right? Yeah, so 2 ways. Those are the 2 ways you can get your full 1 watt. If you run it off the battery, the internal 5-volt booster will put out a perfect 5 volts. It's way cleaner than this one, so don't bother with this crap like I did. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your effort soldering all these stupid little connections and making these little cables and wire organizing and making it look all pretty. Not worth it. Don't have to do any of it. If you want 1 watt, hook it up to a battery. That's all you got to do. And then feed yourself your 5 volts from here. It's going to charge the battery, and you're all good. You don't got to worry about nothing. So that's how you do it. But since we're here, I'm just going to give you guys a quick what the hell I did wrong and my weird experience with this, in case any of you are interested. If you're not interested in finding out why I'm an idiot, go on. Finish the video. You're done. This is, you know how to get full 1 watt from your booster. That's all you have to do. So real quick, my whole problem with all of this was bad information or me just being stupid. One of the two for sure. I couldn't tell you. I'm going to disconnect the battery so it stops feeling sketchy. All right, there we go. All right, no more juice, no more juice. Okay, so I'm going to take off all my little leady guys here because we don't need them anymore. We don't need you. I don't need you. You can get out of my face. Okay, so this is how I had this set up. So what I was doing is I had my non-fancy board. So I had one of these guys. And what I was doing is I had the 3.5 volts, 4.2 volts, whatever, coming and plugging into the battery connection, right? Logical. You put your battery where the battery goes. Then I had 5 volts feeding into the booster. This booster was on this at the time. Pretend. Let's just pretend. We're going to look at it. We're going to look like this. Yeah, look, it's all plugged in. We don't see any of that. So that's how all that was plugged in. Then I ran into an issue, because what happens if you're feeding 5 volts here and that same 5 volts is feeding the 5 volt rail in the rest of the board? Anybody know? Yeah, you guessed it. It's going to try and charge the battery through the 5 volt rail, because as far as it's concerned, that 5 volt rail is the same as a solar input or your USB. So I ran into an issue where I ran my booster off of this 5 volt booster chip, and it tried to take the 5 volts from the booster chip, feed it back through this, go through the battery charger, and then charge the battery that was feeding the whole shebang. That obviously is a bad plan. So I thought, hey, okay, I can just disconnect the battery, right? So that works. Like I just showed you guys, this thing will run off of just 5 volts. You don't need anything else. The problem that I ran into, though, is you have no idea what your battery voltage is. So you're sitting here like, hey, I'm running these batteries. Let me see how much juice I got in them. Well, bad news, Buck. You got zero clue how much battery this thing has. So I thought, hey, here's what I'll do. I will get a battery current sensor, and this will give me a different spot to read both battery voltage and current, and I can tell exactly what this is using. And I'm like, perfect, it's an I/O board. Except for that, it's a sensor board, right? Except for that it's not. It's an I/O board. So you see it's a little bit wider there? It is the same as the booster chip. So this goes here. You guys seeing the problem? Yeah, I didn't. So you can't plug this in on any of these sensor spots. It has to be plugged into an I/O slot. So my solution was, oh, well, I'll ditch this board and I'll buy a dual I/O board, because now I can connect my current sensor. Oh my gosh, this is so hard to do through the camera. I can connect my current sensor and my booster, and I just have everything. So now I'm going to have battery voltage, I'm going to have current, and I'm going to have my 1 watt board. Yeah, all great, except that didn't work either, because it didn't matter. The firmware doesn't look for this stupid thing. And I don't know if I mentioned it, I don't know how to make firmware do stuff. So this, useless. Although, magic part about this board, you see we got 2 connectors here, right? One of these is a non-rechargeable battery connector. So the battery lead I soldered onto this one is not the standard JST. It plugs in here. When you plug this in here, all it will do is read the voltage. It doesn't try and charge it off the 5 volts. So my initial testing, all of my initial testing was done like this. I had the big solar panel plugged into this MPPT. So this is a fancy charge controller for solar. I don't know what MPPT stands for, multi-point something tracking, whatever. It's just a way more efficient way to pull the current from your solar panel. So you get a lot more usable energy from it, instead of what's built into the rack board. So if you're worried about power consumption, you buy one of these because you get a lot more for your buck, basically. So it tracks voltage and will adjust output voltage and current to make sure that it's getting optimal power from the panel to charge the battery. It works great. So this was fantastic. This is exactly how I ran my first 1 watt board for like 2 months. And honestly though, no problems. Like this was all in that big solar box, and this thing worked fantastic. The only problem is I then built my beast node here, and then I posted a YouTube video explaining why, oh, this thing's great, but I can't run it to full 1 watt, so don't even try. And somebody on the internet, no surprises, pointed out that I was an idiot. So For some reason, when I had read through all of the rack documentation, I missed the part, or I read over the part where it says you need, I read it as you need a battery and 5 volts to get the full 1 watt. And we now know, right, that's not true. Turns out you only need a battery or external 5 volts plugged into the booster. You don't need both. So, Friendly Guy on YouTube pointed that out. I said, what? No way. I ran this puppy all the way up to 1 watt and have been living happily ever since. So, that's the terrible, awful story about why I wasted a lot of time and effort with all of this crap, when literally just like this and the booster plugged into a battery works totally fine. So, if you guys have any questions about any of this, let me know. I don't, I'm not like super whatever, but I have wasted enough time and money to know what works. And now that I have a thing that confirms how much power it's actually putting out, it works a lot better. So, all right, thanks again, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a little more guerrilla style because, I don't know, I'm just doing this. It's 10 o'clock at night right now, but I wanted to show you guys kind of the whole deal.